Hello guys, Arkan here. I just want to take some time to tell you guys that we have a Patreon set up for the channel. It's an additional way you can support us. So I will put the link in the YouTube cards and in the description. Thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoyed the video. Hello guys, Arkan here. Welcome to another toe dip. This is Dragon Island. This VN was made by KulPlant, so if you liked Deers and Deckards, this is also made by him. The story is about an ordinary lifeguard named Henry Heimlich, who suddenly receives a letter of employment from Dragon Island. Together with 6 other dragons, he gets on a cruise ship to the island, but until they board the island, they had no idea what they were about to face. So this is only a demo and it is free. The VN will officially release on March 12, 2024. So with that, let's check out the demo. Whipping cream. Dear Mr. Henry Heimlich, congratulations on becoming the lifeguard for Dragon Island Summer Party. Dragon Island is committed to providing irreplaceable professional services to our guests. We believe that your professional skills will meet the requirements of our guests. We have chosen to hire you not only for your professionalism, but also for other reasons. We hope that you will give full play to your strengths in your work. Tickets for the ferry to Dragon Island are enclosed with this letter. Tickets for the ferry to Dragon Island are enclosed with this letter. Please show up at the ferry of Dragon Island Ferry Co. on time. Gordon Danum. Off the southern coast of the Republic of Sheng, there's a private island resort called Dragon Island. VIPs, celebrities, and the wealthy elite are invited there every summer to indulge in the pleasures of life on the beautiful beach. I never dreamed I'd see it for myself, much less go there in person, but... Wait, you thought I got an invitation? Heh, as if that had ever happened. I'm just working there as a lifeguard. Of course, everyone said I was lucky that my resume was the one they picked. But I'm not sure if it was just luck. Oh, wait, I should probably introduce myself. I'm Henry Heimlich, and I'm 33 years old. I used to work at the Sun City Swimming Center as a lifeguard. As a shark dragon, I'm considered to be pretty exotic even for a place like Sun City, so I tend to stand out. But after so many years, I've gotten used to the relaxed pace of life here. All kinds of people of different species from all over the world come to Sun City for one reason or another, be it for business, pleasure, or just passing through. Many of them stick around and settle here due to the place's comfortable and tolerant atmosphere. That includes me, by the way. Phone available now. But right now, I'm taking a bumpy bus ride to the Sun City Pier. Both the offer letter and the ferry ticket to Dragon Island that came with it said to be there by 2 p.m. sharp, so I need to get there as soon as possible. If I miss that boat, I'll be missing out on more than just a paycheck. The offer letter also said that I was selected for other reasons. When I read that, I couldn't help but think, next time you do any part-time work at the beach, be sure to avoid anyone with a camera. Memo available now. Greetings, passengers. This is your Captain Castro speaking. Welcome aboard the Sun City Tour Bus. For your safety, please remain seated while the bus is in motion. Thank you and enjoy your time in Sun City. The broadcast in the bus tirelessly replayed over and over again. I looked to the front of the bus. The black dragon with indigo horns in a uniform is driving forward with concentration. Another sudden and violent bump. I was nearly knocked out of my seat. Captain, would you slow down a bit? Oops, I don't even remember that there's someone else in the car. I'm sorry. Are you carsick? Why don't you sit in the front? Castro held up the brim of his hat, turned his head towards me and smiled. Thanks, Captain. Memo, Castro, information updated. Haha, just call me Castro. The bus sped past a sharp curve. Castro jerked the steering wheel. The speed of the bus remained fast, dumping the tail over the curve. Ah! I clung to the bus handrail, struggling to try and maintain my balance in the aisle. Hurry up and sit down. We've only just started. The road ahead is even bumpier. I wish I could. I sat down in the front seat, not daring to let my guard down, continued to hold on to the handrail in front of me. If only there were seatbelts on buses. About Dragon Island, the bus route, your speed, stop talking. So, about Dragon Island? By the way, Castro, do you know what's on Dragon Island? Me? I've never been there. I only drive to the Sun City Pier, take a break, and then drive back. I see. I thought you could go to the dockside and take a peek while taking breaks. You can't see Dragon Island from the pier, and it would take hours to drive there by speedboat. Why are you curious about it, anyway? Am I carrying a guest who received an invitation to Dragon Island? It's just a gig as a lifeguard on the island. I took out the envelope and waved it at him. That sounds good enough. It would be even better if I could get promoted because of my performance. Unfortunately, they probably won't recruit new staff recently. After a while, Dragon Island will not be open for public for at least 2 or 3 years. Why is that? It is said to protect the tropical fish and coral near the island or something. Anyway, enjoy your trip there. Maybe you are the last ones who board Dragon Island. Whoa, I never thought I'd catch the last train. Dragon Island information updated. The bus route. Not many people ride this bus line, right? Quite a lot, but when they get to Qinglong Mount Forest Park, most of them get off. For the next few stops, the bus is almost empty. I thought as a tour line, the bus would be full of tourists all the way to the Sun City Pier. Tourists on group tours have their own buses, and those who spend vacation on Dragon Island privately needn't take the bus. So why even have a station at the pier? Someone might still take the bus to the pier, like you. And there's also commuting needs for the pier workers, the neighborhood shopkeepers, and the staff on the island. Indeed. Your speed. Do you drive this fast all the time? Isn't it dangerous? No worries, I don't drive fast in town. I just let loose on the mountain roads. Wouldn't that be more dangerous? Take it easy. I'll slow down a bit since I'm carrying you in the bus now. Just get there by 2 o'clock. I have a ferry to catch. Your contact. That is a bit presumptuous, but I think I've seen you on Woohoo. Oh, you use that app too? Maybe we can follow each other? Or maybe care to exchange phone numbers? Normally I'd say no, but I'm kind of curious about what it's like on the island. So 3119-2018. Alright. Stop talking. Wait a minute. What time did you just say you should be at the pier? 2 o'clock. Hold tight. I'm speeding up. A strong thrust came from the back of the seat, almost causing me to bump into the railing in front of me. It doesn't have to be that fast. Find a favorite song and we'll be there when it's over. I shakily pulled out my phone and tried to drown out the roar of the engine with the sound of steering music. Don't look out the window if you get carsick. Okay. I closed my eyes tightly and tried to let my consciousness wander off to other places. Next stop, Sun City Pier, the final stop of this bus. Please get off at the back door. Please be careful when the door is opening. The lurch of the bus coming to a sudden stop at the pier shook me out of my thoughts. A slightly salty sea breeze blew in through the window I had rolled down. Castro turned the key, and the dull vibrating roar of the bus's engine was replaced by the soft sound of waves. The port didn't have a whole lot of greenery, and the summer sun was shining brightly down on us. I adjusted the brim of my hat and carefully held onto the railing as I exited the bus. The gray-blue water lapped at the long, dull gray concrete dike, while the boats bolted to the bollards swayed with the waves.
Good afternoon. Are you a guest invited to Dragon Island? Please board the Misty Dragon and enjoy your exclusive vacation.
While I was staring at the sea, a bighorn goat wearing an orange safety vest approached me and struck up a conversation. May I ask who you are?
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Look at me. I'm the dock manager here. Just call me Santiago.
I'm Henry. I'm just working part-time as a lifeguard.
So you're my co-worker. Welcome.
Memo, Santiago, information updated. Before I could hand over the invitation letter, Santiago dropped the formalities and gave me a big hug. Workmate? Question mark. Are we co-workers?
Yeah, whether it's the dock, the ship, or Dragon Island itself, they all belong to the same company.
Then I just happen to have a question for you. Do you recognize this name on the letter? I handed the invitation letter I had received to Santiago, who unfolded it and frowned.
Let me think. I don't quite remember any superior by that name. Perhaps he's one of the guests?
Santiago pulled a small notebook from his pocket and flipped through it. You do not know either?
Some of the guests concern a lot about privacy. They don't really want to let others know when they go on a vacation, or the paparazzi come sniffing around. All I need to know is when they are going to the island and when they're coming back, nothing else.
I see.
If you're hired by guests, then we're not. But there's nothing wrong with a hug.
About Dragon Island. So, have you ever been to Dragon Island, and how is the scenery there?
Not yet. I've hesitated to buy a ticket for the circumnavigation tour, but even if I do, I can't get on the island.
Doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
Indeed, but those who sign up for the circumnavigation tour are young couples and they don't care about that. Maybe when I have a date, I'll understand.
Misty Dragon? Is Misty Dragon the ship I'll be on later?
Yes, there are only 6 passengers on the list this time.
Santiago pointed with his pen to a cruise ship parked at the end of the pier. 6, including me, a lifeguard. Not many people get to go there, right?
That's pretty normal. Misty Dragon has a total of 20 seats, but I've hardly ever seen it full. Except when staff members on the island took a group vacation, which happened a while ago.
Isn't it too many staff for an island?
Housekeeping, catering, room setup, facility maintenance. Keeping Dragon Island running requires no less manpower than a hotel.
Your contact. Can I have your phone number, please? I'd like to...
1914-2097.
That's quicker than I expected.
If you need services from our company in the future, contact me for insider discount.
I can never afford that.
Who knows what will happen in the future? Maybe you'll get rich someday.
Stop talking. So, has anyone else arrived yet, or do I have to wait?
Oops, I was too excited chatting and forgot about that. Everyone else has already boarded the ship. It's not time to go yet, but you better get aboard.
They're already here? I better board now. Don't want to keep others waiting.
Bon voyage!
I said goodbye to Santiago and hurried over toward the dock. A large, fancy-looking yacht was moored at the far end of the pier. As I walked closer, I heard several people talking loudly from on board. I unlocked my phone and looked at the time. 1:50. Not too late. Lucky me. Doesn't look like there's good reception out here near the sea. With one foot on the platform, the other foot on the deck, I suddenly felt my heart skip a beat. It's like a sign of some kind. My heartbeat suddenly accelerated. An unspeakable panic invaded in. Oh, get on board. I'm probably just nervous. What could go wrong with a simple gig? I carefully climbed up the gangway and leaned into the cabin doorway. There was a sudden lull in the conversation as the passengers in the cabin turned to look at me as I entered.
Well then, seems like we've got a full boat. Looks like we get to leave early after all, folks. Welcome aboard the Misty Dragon. I'm Captain Leong Chimen. Just call me Leo.
His name sounds native to Sun City, but he doesn't look like any of the native dragons I've seen. Maybe his family moved here a few generations back or something. The sturdy grey dragon straightened his uniform collar, produced a ticket punch from his pocket to mark my ticket, then firmly shook my hand.
Bon voyage. Call me if you need anything.
Leong suddenly turned to me and said,
Just so you know, there's a seasick bag on every seat. Grab one if your stomach starts feeling weird.
I picked a seat and sat down, piling my bags down next to me. The engine at the back of the boat rumbled to life. Santiago unhooked the cable tethering us to the dock. The mountains near the shore began to recede at a leisurely pace. Soft music, the kind that plays on every sightseeing ferry, began to play over the radio as the six of us began our journey to Dragon Island. Loading! Oh, Dragon Island! Awesome! Lifesaver Henry Heimlich. Lawyer Chang Hui. Cruise ship captain Leong. Art student Katsushika Yoshihide. Barbecue restaurant Motse. Baker Napoleon Kane. Medic student Black Kevorkian. And question marks. The city of possibility, Sun City. Enjoy an unforgettable summer vacation in Dragon Island. Checking the phone. Collecting information. Free activity. Interpellation. Dragon Island. Okay. The ship slowly left the shore and sailed into the calm sea. As the waves gently splashed against the hull, everyone on board began to look at each other tentatively. Looks like everyone wants to get acquainted with each other. Two of us went straight up to the deck, while the other three remained in the cabin. Maybe I'll chat with Leong later and see if I can explore the cockpit. Heh. Explore the cockpit. You naughty, naughty lifeguard. Map or talk? Okay, let's check out the map later. Let's talk with the people first. There were 3 other dragons sitting in the cabin. A white feathered dragon, a bull dragon, and an Easter dragon with very familiar colors. I should probably get acquainted with everyone while we're on the ship. If I'm going to be working on the island with them for a while, I should at least be friendly and get to know them. Speaking of which, was everyone here invited? Or is one of them my employer? Who should I talk to? Let's go left to right. So, white feathered dragon. The white dragon was curled up in a seat out of direct sunlight, his large wings raised to shade him from the sun as much as possible. He's got a fluffy, sun-proof coat. Why is he trying so hard to avoid the sun? Maybe he's, all white and, fair skin sunburns easily. Thoughts of vampires flashed through my mind. Thoughts of a stuffy bedchamber with the curtains drawn tight, the icy body of the vampiric feathered dragon pressed against my back. His slender, snow-white arms wrapped tightly around me. Oh my gosh, are we just fantasizing about a stranger we just met? Frozen in time and perpetually young, he was forced to stand on tiptoe to just barely sink his sharp fangs into my neck. His breath, moist with blood, tickled my scales. Something hard rubbed up against the root of my tail, grinding against me with the rise and fall of my panicked breath. Okay, that's getting too intense. I need to chill. That's a very interesting fantasy to have about someone you just saw and haven't even spoken to. I carefully made my way down the aisle, holding onto the tops of the chairs as I passed. The white dragon raised his head and looked up at me curiously. The corners of his mouth twitched, but no sound came out, and his hands began to fidget. Looks like I have to make the first move. Hi, I'm Henry. I'll be working as a lifeguard. A lifeguard? Well, you won't have to worry about fishing me out of the sea. Eh? Wait, do you mean you're also... If everyone else here were all lifeguards, then maybe the invitation was from some wealthy pervert with some very specific interests. You misunderstood. I mean that I won't be going in the water if I can help it. The white dragon slowly lowered his wings and extended a slender hand to me. I'm Black Kevorkian. Nice to meet you. Wait, how old is this guy? He looks like a kid. Student? Question mark. Out of curiosity, are you an international student? What high school are you studying at? I'll have you know I am a junior student at university. Junior. If this were some fantasy story, the sheer intensity of his aura would have blown me off of my feet. I am just small for my age. Don't assume that will always be the case. Right. Sorry. My bad. Black then stretched out his wings and flapped them dramatically in front of me. If these enormous wings of mine didn't suck up all my developmental nutrients, I'd likely be taller than you. They are very big wings indeed, and pretty ones, too. I could only imagine what you could do in the air with wings like those. Reasons to come. These invitation letters are pretty fancy. I'm not used to getting things like these. You received the letter too? I thought you were a staff member like the captain. I guess I'm part of the staff, considering I was hired to be a lifeguard. Perhaps the letter was included so that there'd be something to attach the ticket to. Can I ask a question then? Huh? I suppose so. Why did you get invited to come to Dragon Island? Do you and the organizer know each other or something? That's my own business. Before I could pull out the letter, Black's expression darkened and he drew back from me. And I don't recognize this Gordon Danum guy. I only know a Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is in this VN? I wonder what he looks like as a dragon. Black doesn't want me to know why he's here. I guess I'll figure it out later. I wonder why these other guys were invited. Maybe I should ask around. Won't go swimming? We're going to Dragon Island. Are you sure you're not going to have some fun at the beach? Absolutely not. I don't want to get stung by a jellyfish. He glanced away from me with a huff. There's protective net near the beach. That should keep out the jellyfish, right? I'd rather not risk it. Avoid sunshine, so is he a vampire? You seem to be hiding from the sunlight. Because I don't want to bathe in the sun. But you don't have any scales to dry out. Why? I just don't like the sun. Why then? Call it force of habit. One that's hard to change. Okay. Anyway, it's none of your business. There's that intensity again. Talk to someone else. Who should I talk to? The brown bull dragon. I walked toward the brown bull dragon by the window. He was holding a thin booklet, flipping through it and using the sunlight as a reading lamp. Noticing my approach, he tucked the booklet into his pocket before giving me a warm smile. Given your state of dress, I assume you're a lifeguard? His smile looks strangely familiar. Napoleon Kane, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Henry, a lifeguard, and the pleasure's all mine. A familiar smile. I don't want to sound weird, but your smile is familiar. Have we met somewhere before? Perhaps you've seen me on television, or on the ads for Mono Bakery? Mono Bakery? Wait, That's it. You're that Napoleon? I should have known. Every time I see you, you're in that pink apron with a smile that's nice and warm. Actually, I wanted to say something else. It warms my heart to know my smile left such an impression. It's kind of hard to miss, considering how often I've seen your ads. And don't forget our tagline, cinnamon rolls as warm as our smiles. I wouldn't mind some hot cream filling, or at least a light glazing. Henry, calm down. Mono Bakery. So, why is your bakery named Mono Bakery? Because cows are black and white, and I am a bull dragon? But you're brown. Mono sounds much more distinctive. Black and white works well in terms of decorating the storefront, too. Seriously? That's all? I thought there was some deeper meaning. Besides, everyone always associates cow with black and white. Obviously, there are also Swiss brown cows, but such a pity. The brown cows produce so much milk only to be upstaged by Holsteins. Specialty desserts. So, what sort of pastry are you best at making? Why did you guess? Sounds like he gets this question a lot. Napolitan or cinnamon rolls? Oh my gosh. Wait, this is hard. Because his name is Napoleon, so it sounds like he's good at making Napolitans, but he also mentioned cinnamon rolls earlier, so let's just go with what he said earlier. Cinnamon rolls. Isn't it cinnamon rolls? Very good. Looks like all that money and time spent on advertising worked if that was the first thing you think of. Perhaps I should make a tray of them for you sometime. I think I might prefer something a bit meatier than that. Weisswurst, maybe? Someone is very thirsty and hungry. I've bought a few of the signature cinnamon rolls from your bakery before. They're really nice with black tea. No, I mean a proper cinnamon roll, not those mass-produced pastries that come out of the central kitchen. Though I'll admit, those are still good. When I bake them, I not only control the heat better, but also added a special ingredient. Let me guess. Love? No. I can just imagine Napoleon carrying a big platter of cinnamon rolls and wearing nothing but a thin pink apron over his thick bulge. Henry, calm down. Just as he raises his hand to feed me a sticky icing-covered cinnamon roll, he leans in close with that warm smile, presses a finger to my lips and whispers. And that's all there is to it. You can try it at home, although they probably won't be as good as mine. Still, it'll be much tastier than something you'd buy in the store. Looks like my fantasies distracted me from his recipe. Reasons to come. Hey, did you receive a letter too? I pulled my own envelope out, and Napoleon pulled a similar one out of his pocket. I assume everyone has received one of these. Can I ask why you were invited? Well... Napoleon nervously clenched the hem of his shirt as he looked off to the side. I received an invitation to come on holiday. The host is one of my, let's just say he's a fan of mine. He wanted to make an island-inspired dessert. Napoleon is a celebrity baker. Black doesn't want me to know why he's here. I guess I'll figure it out later. I wonder why these other guys were invited. Maybe I should ask around. Talk to someone else.